There ain't many programs now that don't have a gay couple or something.
Well, you don't think that homosexual people need representation as well?
The thing I like about Bernie, I think Bernie, you know where he's coming from. Winston. Have I ever popped you? Huh?
He can't talk.
Have you ever been afraid of me? See that?
See what? He just licked his mouth.
No, she's
No.
a regular black girl who just came up through hard work.
Right.
And she happens to look how she does, and because she's great at it, she got the job.
Right.
There's her, and then where are the other ones?
What do you mean the other ones? The other people that look like her?
I don't know too many people who want to wear their hair like that, but she
So
does.
why would you
and
say
she's-
that's the culture? That's the
Because
black
it is the culture. There are a lot of people that want to express themselves the way they want to because of our
Which is
culture.
fine, which is
Yeah,
fine.
but that doesn't
as
mean we
long
need
as
to
you-
succumb to
As long
what.
as you want to stay in that culture, fine. But what
No,
I'm
but that's
saying,
No, but that's not the point.
That's not true.
Didn't you
White
have
people.
Didn't you have a problem with the glue in your hair? Didn't somebody, my manager or something, say something?
No,
about
No,
that?
he
a
was
girl.
playing.
Yeah, he was
A
playing.
manager called her a mermaid. He was like, "Don't you know mermaids aren't allowed in the handbook? Did you read the employee handbook?"
Okay.
And he was joking with her. And then she had a girl at her ballet class.
Right, she
who
was the
said
one who had a
something.
problem.
I
She
saw
said,
somebody at your job.
no, somebody.
Half the girls in there have different colored hair. I think what I was trying to say is, when Marshall was coming up, and in his age group, that is still the culture. But it's not like that with
It's
these young
not.
people. You see these young people in college, and they have green hair in class
What-
at their Ivy League schools. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
it's.
fine. That's fine.
The
Okay,
corporate
all
world
these,
isn't like that anymore. Now it is in
Well, you
your
said it's
generation,
not.
but it's not like that in every sector. of
and it's not
culture.
like what you said in every second.
But
No,
that's not
what
what
they-
we were saying.
No, what I just said
So
was.
there's some of that, and there's some of what I'm saying. There's probably
Now
something
you just
somebody
said
else
that there's some places where it does. No, you said it doesn't work like that in corporate America. Period.
All I'm saying is that we got on this discussion because what you are saying, and you're justifying everything by saying, well, this is black culture, this is black culture.
We got on this
All I'm
topic
saying-
because.
all I'm saying, if you're going to stay in that culture, fine. But sometimes, especially in the job market, okay, you're going to have to integrate into whatever their culture is, the culture of that particular company. Okay, all right.
But
If I have a company, and let's say, I don't know, I have a McDonald's or whatever, okay, and I believe, okay, or Chick-fil-A, I believe, whatever, okay, all right. I don't want my folk to be intimidating people. I wouldn't want dude with all them dreads and no shaving and stuff because he says
It's
part of
dreads with a D, not a G.
whatever.
Call it dregs.
Well, it's dread to me, okay.
That's racial hatred. I really do. I think that things that black people.
You don't
Come on, Bill Cosby.
I think that some things that Marshall is Bill Cosby.
You understand what I'm saying?
No.
I hear what you're saying, but I
There
completely
are a
disagree.
whole lot of white folk out there in the corporate America, and black folk, okay, who are intimidated, okay? Back in the day when the guys had the baggy pants, okay?
I used to wear 'em.
What do you think about baggy
I don't
pants?
believe you.
I don't like baggy pants because I don't think they are attractive. I don't see a point in it. But that doesn't mean
Okay,
that.
well,
I think-
I
some
don't
people
think-
say the same thing about coloring your hair. Some
Okay,
people
but
say
but
the same thing
the
about
thing
dread.
is, can I didn't get
Yeah,
to finish.
Go ahead.
Okay, the thing is, intimidation has to do with the person's perception.
That's correct.
Right. So anybody can be intimidated by anything. Personally, if I'm walking somewhere by myself, it doesn't matter what the race of people are. If it's a group of boys, I am automatically intimidated. Mommy, I don't want to. I didn't want to be and you're pulling the cord.
Go on.
Okay. If I'm going anywhere in public by myself or with two other girls, it doesn't matter what the race of boys are. If they're coming towards me, if it's a big pack of them, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. We need to move immediately because that's intimidating. Does that mean that the boys have ill intent? No. It just means that I feel some kind of way. That doesn't mean
Based on a wrong perception.
right, based on a wrong
Let her
perception.
finish. Let her finish.
Their
let her finish.
perception is
Marshall,
not
let her
wrong.
finish.
Their perception
Marshall,
to
let-
them
no,
is
it's her
reality.
Marshall, let her finish.
It is my reality, but I'm making a perception off of an assumption.
Correct.
Right.
We all do.
But that doesn't.
Yeah,
mean
but that
you're
doesn't make
right.
it right.
From my point of view, is right.
But
it
that's not
doesn't
the
matter.
point. That's
Well,
not the
let me
point.
just say this.
No,
Marshall,
we
let
didn't
her
finish.
finish. She let
The
you
reason
finish.
we're having this conversation
Right.
is because what's the name of that boy that we just saw on TV?
English.
Ingram. Uncle Brian called him a thug because
Oh, wow.
no. This is why this is why
He was
no,
dumb.
Let
He
him
wasn't
finish.
dumb.
Let her
No.
He
finish.
looks like
Let
a
the
thug.
Hannah
let me
finish.
finish
Go
though.
ahead.
The reason we're having this conversation is because Uncle Brian saw the boy, and based off of his appearance, he classified him as a thug because he has a sleeve of tattoos, and he
Both
has.
arms.
Go ahead.
Oh well,
Go ahead.
it's
Go ahead.
ink.
Go ahead.
He has 2 sleeves.
Go ahead.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
And side shaved with either locks on the top of his head or twists. I can't
What-
tell
what-
because of
what's
TV
the-
quality.
Yeah.
But that doesn't classify him as a thug. Would you have made that statement if it was a
Okay.
white guy?
All right.
Yeah, actually, I
Can
would have. I've seen white guys that have
Can I
been
say
tatted
what I
up,
wanna say?
and I say the
But
same
what
thing
classifies
about
a
that.
person as a thug just when you look at their appearance? A thug is someone who's very aggressive, someone who's going to be like all up in your face trying to like get you or hurt you. He's playing basketball, so how do you know he's a thug? He could be top of the class. He could be just like an amazing student off top. He could have the best personality. He could be somebody that everybody loves. We're not ganging up. How are we ganging up? I'm talking to everyone in the room.
Don't you say anything?
No, because I'm trying to
when
finish the
Deanna was
thought.
trying to cut you off, I
You
told
see
her
that
to be
Brian? I
quiet.
had to deal with Brian.
You're now
not
being
fair.
dishonest.
No,
Marsha
it's not.
manipulates.
She
I
told
told
me to stop
Deanna to
talking.
be quiet.
No, you told me
you're
to
so
stop talking.
sexist.
Like you told me to stop
I'm
talking.
sexist.
You are.
Because
First, I abused my
Because
dog.
how am I
And
ganging
your
up on
son
you?
is
And now I'm
racist.
sexist.
Because you
My
call someone a
son
thug
is
without
not
Call
knowing.
somebody a thug. and
You
they
call-
have tattoos
But you don't
all
know.
over.
That's like making an
Can I
assumption
just
based
say-
off of your
would you
perception
please
does
let
not
me
make
just
you
say-
right.
I told Deanna to be quiet when you were talking, and
Oh.
I let you finish. And all I'm trying to do is allow her to finish this time. You just didn't hear when I was taking
Okay.
your side,
Okay, all right.
and nobody stopped you
You
and said
finished
you were
it.
talking too long.
Because I want to
Go
talk
ahead.
about
Go ahead. You have the
perception,
floor.
Okay, all right. Our perception, your perception, as far as what you do and how you respond, is true. Okay, you
Mom,
see what I'm talking
let
about?
him
You see
talk.
what I'm
Oh,
talking
I'm
about?
not even in the conversation.
I know, but
You see what I'm talking about?
he got distracted because you said no and he
Oh,
heard
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm just.
It's okay.
You do understand.
It's okay. Just continue.
You do understand the double standard that goes.
It's not a
I'm
double
not
standard.
in
She
the
wasn't trying to cut. She wasn't trying to cut you off. She was just commenting.
So I could just.
No, I didn't.
So when
No, you were
talking,
trying to cut me
I
off.
can just say something and say, well, I'm not in conversation.
No,
I
no,
just
no.
talk.
She wasn't trying to talk. She wasn't trying to. She wasn't trying to have a conversation. She wasn't
Okay,
trying to
all right.
make a claim.
Okay, let me finish.
All right.
Okay. Let me use the example like you said a few minutes ago.
Right.
You walking down the street. Here comes a bunch of guys. Let's just say a bunch of guys. All right. You said the first thing you do is say, "Oh my God." Okay. In other words, you have a perception. You don't know who they are.
Right.
Okay. You don't know whether they have. You don't know nothing. You just see a bunch of guys.
Right.
So something in you says, "Uh-oh, maybe I should walk on the other side." You said that yourself.
Yes.
Maybe I should walk on the other side of the street. What's that? That's a perception.
Yes.
You don't know what those folk are.
Yeah.
All right? So all I'm saying, there are people who perceive, especially this, and this goes back to the so-called thug look. And I don't know if you probably all old enough to know.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
remember the baggy pants and
Yeah.
the white t-shirts and it's the so-called thug look.
Yeah.
And in fact, that was the look, okay, on purpose to look like a thug. Okay? Thug was good back in those days, okay? All right. So my point is, and we decided that. We said that's our culture, okay? Or that generation said that's our culture.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. And so when people see what they consider weird look, okay, they're going to have a certain perception because it's, hey, people look strange. Okay, especially tattoos. Tattoos got a bad name. I understand that. Okay, but the point is the perception.
Sit
Okay,
down.
they have a negative perception. All right,
Right.
and so they're going to respond to the perception. They aren't going to interview them and go to find out who they really are and what and so forth and so on, do a background search
Of
and so
course
on.
not,
Okay?
yeah.
Okay, they're going to respond. Now, when you're out there selling for folk, you're representing my company.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're trying to sell my product. All right. From my point of view, I don't want anything to get in the way. Okay, of that sale. I want the people, all the people, black people, white people, old people, young people, whatever. Okay, to be comfortable.
Yeah.
with my person who's out there. All right.
Yes.
So and they don't want perceptions to get in the way of the sale.
I understand
Okay.
that completely.
Okay.
I understand.
So there are corporations and there are people out there
Yeah.
who think what I just said.
And I understand having okay, hold on. Mom.
Can
go.
I say anything?
Go ahead. Go.
Just because you have a perception does not make your perception correct.
What did I just
It
say?
is-
You haven't heard a word that I said.
I did. I've been
Well, see, you
listening.
started off with the wrong thing. The first thing I said, the perception, as far as the person that's perceiving it, is true.
Not only
It's
did you
not
cut me
necessarily
off,
true.
but you continue talking.
Well, I don't want you to start off.
Marshall, I'm not
you
finished.
always make a statement
I
that's
couldn't.
wrong, and then you start.
I didn't make a statement, actually, because I didn't finish. And I didn't finish at all.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Even up there, I just accidentally said.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. What I was trying to say was just because it is a perception does not make it correct. And attitudes towards people's external appearances are changing rapidly by the day. You see it because of the girl on MSNBC, which I don't even know if you watch MSNBC, but she is a regular broadcaster. She wears braids. She is not just before a public of a sales company selling one product. She's before the entire American public.
Right.
And people love her
Right.
because she's great at her job.
Exactly.
And so just because a person has a perception, I do understand that people have my truth, whatever that is. But my truth, in quotes, doesn't make it right.
Right.
And there are so many people who have been disenfranchised from areas of society that they could gain acceptance to simply because of an external appearance. Now, do I want somebody with 10-inch gauges in their ears? Do you know what gauges are, Marshall?
Those are those big.
Marshall?
Oh.
All the things that people put in there.
No, they're big earrings in your ear. I don't want anybody like that.
In the earlobe?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
And that is
Why is that?
also
No,
cultural
wait a minute. Why is
appropriation.
that?
Let me finish,
Okay.
and then you'll know. I wouldn't personally want somebody with 10-inch gauges because, like you said, I have my perceptions,
Right.
but my perception is not necessarily right. And so, like I was saying up earlier, you might have somebody in the insurance industry is naturally a lot more conservative. So is the legal field. But there are other industries where attitudes are starting to change because people understand, okay, my perception might not be right. And, you know, I wouldn't call somebody a thug just because they have locks in their hair or tattoos. Would I enjoy it for myself, or would I have tattoos? No. Would I wear gauges? No, that's not my style ethic. But I don't think it's fair to call someone a thug or to judge them. I also wouldn't call that black culture because there are white people who wear locks, white people who have tattoos.
Well,
But they are all
There's a-
inspired by black people who do.
No, you can't say that. That's
What do you
just so
Well, I mean,
anti-racist. White people are not, who wear locks are not just inspired by black people. Some of them just want to wear tattoos. Some of them just want to have locks
I
in
didn't
their
say
hair.
tattoos were black culture. Obviously, that's not just strictly black. Locks itself are not just black. You know, there are Indians who had locks. That comes from what is it? Rastafarianism? Yeah.
It's actually biblical.
Right. So it's not just it's not like it's just strictly black, but it wasn't white. It's not like white people just started that. They didn't just come up with that hairstyle. And most white people that have locks don't even understand the purpose behind having locks in the first place. They wear it as a trend. It's not a trend. It's more of a like a respect kind of thing. Like there's a purpose behind having that hairstyle.
I didn't have a purpose when I got it. I just wanted to lock my hair.
But that's not the point. The hairstyle is not. It's not just about what you wanted to do with your hair. There's a whole meaning behind the entire hairstyle, which is what people miss. That's what gets lost in the beauty of the culture. You know, it's just a fad now. You know, and when I see white people wearing locks, it bugs me because they don't even know how to take care of it well. It looks like all matted up because they don't know what they're doing, and their hair
Don't they have the right to wear their hair the way they want to?
I
they
don't think
can
so.
they do have the right to wear their hair the way
Why
that.
should you?
I don't say what am I gonna walk up to them and be like, hey, cut your hair off? Like I'm not.
No, but I don't
think there's
understand
anything wrong with anybody wearing any hairstyle.
why it bothers you that somebody's doing it.
just like it would bother me if somebody was wearing something that they didn't like.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
All right.
put henna
Well,
on
let
my
me
hand.
say,
Just I think it looks.
You just told me about how you got upset with this girl telling you about the color in your hair. All right?
Right.
Isn't that the same thing? That
There's no purpose behind a color. There's a no, not in my opinion. There's no a hairstyle that
in
was.
that person's opinion that's wearing it. Okay.
But the reason the hairstyle was created, it had a purpose behind it. There's no purpose behind it.
People who
We
colored
know.
their
We
hair.
know. You think
Who were the
you think
first
all these
people who
people
colored
walking
their
around
hair?
here with dreads
I don't
know
know.
what the purpose is? Black
Maybe you
people
should-
know what the purpose
Not
is.
all black people know the
They don't
purpose
know.
of locks.
That
The first person who dyed their hair for whatever reason, it may very well have been a spiritual reason. You don't even know
Right.
at this point. So I was
Right.
reading on some forum online about hairstyles and stuff, and a lot of black people were like, I don't care who wears what hairstyle. It's just a hairstyle.
I don't care, but I mean, I care, but I'm not gonna. It's not to the point where I'm just gonna like tell all white people don't wear locks. It's just like.
Yeah, that's my whole point. Why does it bother you?
Why does it bother you if a person goes? No, because
Don't turn the question around.
We're talking about you.
I'm just. I can have feelings. It's
Yeah, but
about
I'm saying
acting
don't
on the
turn the
feelings.
question
So
around.
No.
Ask your
other
question.
people can have feelings then about your hair when they see blue or whatever, or green or whatever in your hair. Can't they have the same feelings?
They
you
can have
about
feelings,
them?
but I don't speak. I don't go to a person based off of my
Okay,
feelings.
I'm
I
just
don't walk
talking
up
about,
to.
do they have the right to have that feeling?
Yeah, you can have your.
Turn it.
You
Okay.
can have your feeling all day.
Okay.
But my feeling, what? I'm talking.
ahead.
I was okay.
Go
My feeling does not mean I'm going to go up to someone and say, "Hey, I was looking at your hair, and you know,
All right.
I feel like other
Okay.
people aren't going to appreciate your hairstyle because I don't think you understand the purpose."
Okay.
That's what the girl did to me.
Okay, well,
I would
that's
never
fine. I
do that to
understand. I
someone.
understand. But let me just say this one thing to be clear. When I'm talking about the perception, okay, I didn't say, and I made a very distinction, okay, Christy, okay, I didn't say it's right or it's correct, okay. All I'm saying is that people act, people respond to what they perceive first, okay. That's just human nature. We see something that looks threatening, we're gonna go the other way. We see something that looks dangerous, we're gonna stay out of the way. That's just the way we are built. Okay. So certain things that we see on TV, we see a certain look on TV, and this is associated with a certain thing, okay, that I feel like is dangerous to me. Okay. When I see myself going into that situation, all right, I'm going to get concerned. Okay. I don't know whether these people are the same or have the same motives or whatever as the people that were on TV. I don't know that. Okay. But the point is, I make that link, and something in me says, "Hey, remember what happened on TV when those guys beat up those folks? Remember what those guys look like? They look just like these people. All right. So I better go the other way." That's perception, and it's not right. Okay. It's not fair. Okay. Because it's just another form of prejudice. Okay. For years, when black folk, period, walk down the street, okay, a white girl walks in, uh-oh, here comes some black folk, okay, or they call them something else then, okay, they walk on the other side of the street. So it's the same thing. So no, it is not right, and I don't want to leave you with the impression that I said it was right. Okay, it's not right, but that's the reality of the world we live in. That we act on perceptions. We don't have time to work it out and see whether these people, whether what I perceive is true or not.
People hate what they don't understand.
Sense of a lot of phoniness and, setting up stuff and having a script and having the right thing to say, trying to be something you aren't. Bernie, what you see is what you get.
Right.
And I respect that.
So do I.